good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Hernandez. New at noon today, the Spokane Zephyr Football Club is going to be competing at the United States' highest level for pro women's soccer. The U.S. Soccer Federation made that official this morning, and the team had a press conference after the Federation approved the Super League's Division I application. This Division I sanctioning is a big win for the USL's commitment of competing at the highest level.
Our vision, as we stated in this publication, is to be a global leader in women's soccer, both on and off the field. And with all of this underlying structure, it was an easy decision for us to apply for Division I sanctioning with U.S. Soccer.
The USL Super League is going to start in August.
Awesome, 25,000. Congratulations.
Oh, can you feel the love in the air today before Valentine's Day? We definitely did, because the Petco Love nonprofit gave Spokanimal $25,000 today. And if you noticed in that video, KREM 2's Tim Pham and his dog Freedom were there because they were a big reason why Spokanimal got this money. Spokanimal submitted for the grant with Tim and Freedom's story. Freedom was one of the thousands of beagles rescued from a breeding facility in Virginia. Spokanimal took 16 of those beagles in, and Tim adopted one. That's, of course, Freedom. This money will help Spokanimal continue taking care of the thousands of animals they do every year.
Hopefully we can buy a forklift. We do get a lot of pallets and a lot of things like that from donations, and so we physically hand load or unload them, so this would change our life to be able to move everything around.
Look at Tim and Freedom in the background there too. Well, Tim and Freedom are, of course, the perfect example of how Spokanimal and all area shelters can help give people their perfect pets. Congrats to Spokanimal and, of course, Tim and Freedom as well. All right, we're gonna take a break from all the news and talk weather for a second, because meteorologist Thomas Patrick is in. And Thomas, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. What's it gonna be like?
Yeah, well, Valentine's Day should be just fine until the late evening hours. We are watching for the threat of a snowstorm, but really that's more of a Thursday morning weather event. So for today and most of the tomorrow, much quieter conditions, still very cloudy, but I see a few peaks of blue starting to pop up in between the cloud cover above our heads from our outdoor weather center. It's taking a while to warm up though. We're still only at 33 degrees, and I think we will finish just shy of 40 due to that cloud cover, but look at how cold it still is. 31 Deer Park and up towards Colville, so still below the freezing mark in those regions. That fog has for the most part lifted. Looks like it's still a little left over the West Plains, but that will not last for much longer. So calm for the rest of the day, and most of the day Valentine's Day. But coming up, I have the latest details and how much snowfall is already anticipated for this Thursday morning. You're not going to want to miss that forecast in just a couple minutes. In
our ongoing Boomtown series, we track growth across our region. One big part of that growth is our homeless population. 4 months ago, KREM 2's Channing Curtis went to Houston to learn how they decreased their homeless population by 60% in the last 10 years, and to see if what they're doing could work here in Spokane. Spokane's homeless model is actually pretty similar to Houston's, so we're wondering, why does our homeless population continue to go up? Channing dug deeper to find out exactly how much money we're spending on homeless services in Spokane and if it's enough.
This could be your brother, your sister, you know. It happens very easily and it happens very quickly.
2,390.
Most people aren't but one paycheck away from being homeless themselves.
That's the number of people experiencing homelessness in Spokane and Spokane County, according to the 2023 point-in-time count.
We're seeing an influx of individuals coming to our shelter.
Darren White was once part of that number.
I started experiencing homelessness as a youth, going through the foster system.
Now he works at House of Charity.
A lot of people, I think, have that misconception that people choose to be homeless. While there are a few people that maybe do choose to be homeless, I would say the majority of them have just had circumstances that have created their homelessness.
But that's not the only misconception people have.
So I think there's a kind of a public perception that homelessness is not, you can just do whatever you want to fix it.
Dawn Kinder is the new director of Spokane Neighborhood Housing and Human Services.
It's a very regulated, very compliance-based set of state and federal laws, funding restrictions, and policies. And so our hands are tied in some situations in terms of what we can do.
The department allocates millions of dollars in local, state, and federal funding to dozens of service providers working to get people out of homelessness.
It is not a simple problem to solve, and it is one that takes a lot of time and effort and collaboration and really community leveraging of resources. It's a gravely underfunded part of really our country's work, right? Behavioral health and housing and homelessness are gravely underfunded.
Out of the more than $43 million that was allocated to homeless services, housing services, and rental assistance in 2023, just $3 million of that came from the city's general fund. Much of it actually came from COVID relief funding that is now running out.
We cannot spend in 24 what we spent in 23. The state and federal governments did a great job trying to take care of people during COVID, but now what? And so now there's a cliff we're coming into.
Which will have huge impacts on service providers like Catholic Charities.
If you have a pool of dollars at the state, the city, or the county level, and you want to spend it towards solving these issues, you have to spend it wisely and carefully and make sure you're getting results.
Rob McCann is the CEO of Catholic Charities. He says his organization, like so many others in town, need more money to put towards long-term housing.
If the amount that the city has allocated to spend on homelessness services is going up, but then the number of people who are still unhoused right now is also going up, then what? What's the answer there?
Well, I think that's a great point that you're making here. You know, the reality is homelessness has increased because housing has become less affordable. There are less units.
But he also says locals need to be open to change as well.
We need to kind of arrive at a place where we can say to the public, we need more shelter beds, we need more treatment beds, we need more housing. You've got some nonprofits, great nonprofits in this community that are willing to build and operate all three of those. What stops us is every time we try and build anything at Catholic Charities, we will immediately get protests, attacks on social media, and then you have a government system that has zoning laws that makes it really difficult to build shelters and treatment and housing. Then you get a system where we want to be like Houston. We're never going to be like Houston unless we come to agreement on some of these big picture issues.
Our Boomtown series continues this week with all new stories looking at growth and the impact it has on Washington's second largest city. Tonight, we focus on downtown Spokane's future and look into the challenges and opportunities the next 5 years could bring.
If you look at any successful city all across the United States, look at what they have and what they offer. They offer a destination. They offer people a reason to go downtown. So what's your reason? Is it the shopping? Is it the nightlife? We are missing some opportunities.